Don't panic. It's done. Mug. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastic well, and do not panic. Cuisance has signed. Do not panic. No, he has not signed. Egg all over my face. And of course that happens because I'd said it. I'd believed it. I'd said it to you guys. But listen, you all have your own minds. You can all interpret things. I was getting backlash on Twitter yesterday. It's all fun and games, but you know, you do think, oh, Connor, it's your fault. Yes, you're right. It's my fault. It's my fault. He's failed his medical. That is my fault. It was all signed, sealed, and delivered. But he wasn't ours, was he? He still had a foot problem. Rob Price coming out this morning and saying that the deal wasn't done because he had a foot issue and everything was agreed. Wages, transfers, Bayern Munich chairman had said goodbye. They'd agreed a fee. It doesn't happen. Another anomaly, just to add to the Dan James saga. Yeah, seems to just happen to us, doesn't it? You know, that never happens in football. There's been a lot of talk of it on Sky Sports this morning, a lot of sort of features with it all. So, yeah, quite staggering, as Phil Hay puts it. And, yeah, there you go. That's it, the Cuisance. So all the work, the research that went into this player, I swear to God, I know his foot off by heart by now with the amount of research I've done into him. But there you go. Not happening, not being done. Am I gutted? Yes, of course I am. He fit everything I wanted in a player that Leeds wanted to bring in. Versatile, etc., etc. There's no point waffling on about him now. It's done. We've got 4 days left till the international transfer window closes. The reason I mention that is because Leeds have been very active in the international transfer window. Why? Because we get better value for money. So let's get into all these talking points anyway. Yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, we've got donations already. Sorry, I didn't see it. If we signed a poll, I will donate whatever the fee is divided by 1 million. Jay, absolute legend, always supporting the channel on the Patreon as well. Guys, if you want to support the Patreon, links in the description below. We have 2 episodes coming this weekend, including a new exclusive series, which is on game day, which I think you guys will enjoy. It's for a reasonable price as well. ShipBikesUSA.com. Get all your merchandise, your equipment, and your motorcycle needs with Bernie and the gang. And wait till the end of this video because there is the £100 question right at the end. So, you know, you got to stay tuned, guys, because the question is coming at the end as well. Look for Jonathan's art in the description below. Limited prices on Centenary 2020 fine art. And, excuse me, Manscaped as well. You want 20% off the package 3.0. Type in the promo code 1Leeds and you'll get 20% off. So, anyway, my boy says Michael Humphreys. Hello, my friend. Look what I'm wearing. What do we think? What do we think? Ooh, yeah, big fan, big fan. And this is it. This is it. I think this is it. I'm excited about this one. I'm excited about this one. It's a nice top, genuinely. When it came in the post, I was a little bit like, then I opened it up and I was a little bit like, Then I put it on and I was like, ooh, you know, ooh. I found it. I put it on. It was good. It's a good fit. It looks nice. You guys might not agree, but I love it. It's one of my favourites that there's been. And as Alan Richardson says here, I love that third best kit yet. Yeah, man. So it genuinely is really nice. It's a really nice fit. This bit I was a bit unsure about. Looked like something from Fortnite or you know, like a chess piece or a puzzle. But when you actually stick it on and see it in person, genuinely, it looks a lot better than it was on the website. So, yeah, let's get on to it anyway. We've got nothing to talk about really today. We might as well end the video there. Of course, we've got something to talk about. We've got old Cuisance, however you want to pronounce it. It's not done. It is not done. And, yeah, Leeds they've cancelled the deal. Rob Price, obviously the medical senior member at Ellen Road, has got rid of the deal. He didn't sanction it, which apparently there was a lot of talk about Bielsa. There was a lot of talk about this, that, and the other. But I think it genuinely was down to Rob Price from what you're reading on The Athletic. Didn't get done. Yeah, as I said earlier on, absolutely gutted. It is one of those deals where I was like, wow, what a signing this is going to be. But it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. You know, the English window goes on till the 16th. We could still do business in this window, in the English window. So I'm not too fussed about it. Do I think we've got replacements in line? Yeah, I do. Yeah, so I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? It really is. That shirt looks great. Thank you again, Michael. Guess who's not in the box for your birthday, Connor? March on together. Yeah, but I'm gutted. I am gutted. I feel a little bit cheated, to be honest. I was blaming Bayern at the start. I was blaming the fact that we didn't get it done in time at the start. And it's just, that's how it is. Football deals, that's how football deals get done. That's how football deals don't get done. And yeah, that is it. It's the end of the deal. I presume Rodrigo de Paul is off, to be honest. Do I think we'll bring anyone else in? No, I don't. And that's my opinion. It's my personal opinion. I think, as we saw with the Dan James saga a couple of years ago, Bielsa was that keen on him. They've not moved on the De Paul really from 25 million, which was the quoted price. We don't even know if they actually put a bid in for him yet. That's not been reported, so maybe not. I don't think they're going to go for De Paul. I think his price is going to be inflated, and I think it's going to be too hard to get done. So I don't really see where the rumours are. Apparently Leeds were sold on Cuisance. We're absolutely buzzing to get that deal done. Obviously didn't happen. It's one of those, again, Amazon Prime documentary moments where Orta's getting upset again, I presume. So yeah, it's not been a great few hours for Leeds, does it? 48 hours. So yeah, I don't see a cam getting done. Let me know in the comment section below whether or not you guys think a cam will be done. Yeah, I just don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen. I think it's leaving Leeds with too short of a window now to get someone in, which I think it's imperative. They might have other options. I think the one that I would suggest could get done would be someone like Todd Cantwell, even opposed to me saying it the last couple of days. The reason I've been opposed to saying it is because of Cuisance, is because of maybe him being able to sort of being versatile in those particular positions. But if Cantwell comes in, he can play as a cam, he can play as a winger. Do Leeds need a cam? I've seen this online as well. Is it the worst thing in the world with regards to us not getting a cam? No, it's not. But then you look at the remit of the squad right now with 3 games in and we're flying high. We're all absolutely buzzing right now. But at this moment in time, Pablo is injured. We don't know if that's going to be a frequent thing. Obviously, he's in that period of time now where he's getting older, 35, 36. Can't rely on Pablo. Roberts isn't showing it for me in a Leeds shirt and hasn't shown it in a Leeds shirt. There's injuries. There's consistency issues with him. And then you're left with Rodrigo, who isn't a cam. So I don't understand when people are saying we don't need a cam. That's what I'm struggling with. Rodrigo, I'm sure, can play in the cam role. He looked very good in the system at the weekend, but that wasn't a 4-1-4-1 system. Wasn't the traditional Bielsa system that we always play in. We're not going to be playing that system at the weekend. It is going to be the 4-1-4-1. So I just don't see. We need to bolster up that midfield. If you look at the 8 role where we've been, this Cuisance was apparently going to be the substitute for. The 8 role, as Pizzuriel says here, what happens if Click gets injured? Then what? Forshaw's out. He's not going to be coming back. We're very, very light in the midfield. And as I continuously say, I don't think we've had control of the midfield for a fair few games. We've won it in attack. We've been brilliant in defence. But the midfield, for me, hasn't had control of many games. I think we're missing Pablo. But I also feel that you cannot rely on him, because it's too much to rely on a man like him. We've done it for too many years now. He needs help. And the club have actively been going for a cam throughout this entire window. There's been no, we're not, we're going for a cam, are we? Well, we don't need a cam. The club have actively been going for a centre attacking midfielder. So if the club are actively going for a centre attacking midfielder, there must be some credence of why we're doing that. So yeah, we do need a cam, in my personal opinion. I can understand when people turn around and say, oh, we don't need a winger, or we don't need a goalkeeper, or we don't need a left back. That I can see, but a cam, we need a cam. For me, we do need a central attacking midfielder. So whether or not that's going to get done in the English market, whether or not that's going to be done in the international market, who knows? But yeah, for me, we need one. We need one. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. A lot of you said get Sam Greenwood in. Yeah. Potentially. Any chance Coop Miners? Coop Miners gone very, very quiet, mate. I don't see that one happening, to be honest. Pulgar, Chilean for 13. They're just a little bit of dampener on the Pulgar rumours. Apparently, that was a load of rubbish. That was just fabricated. So we don't know that could happen. Who knows? Obviously, Bielsa, the Chilean links. But apparently that was rubbish from what we know. Let's see. Rafinha, a lot of people talking about Rafinha, obviously Thiago's brother. We don't know obviously whether or not that'll get done. Nandez, £30 million bid rejected. Is that definite? Yeah, I'd be a little bit skeptical for that one. Ryan Kent, as I say, been a big would be my priority. The problem is with Ryan Kent is he doesn't want to leave. By all accounts, so that's might be a little bit of an issue. One, Michael Humphreys, just stop being a legend, mate. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Harry Wilson, yeah, Harry Wilson's it would be a good shout. Apparently Burnley are tracking him though, so I don't know whether or not that's going to happen. Cantwell is a must now. A bit of experience in the EPL. I'd have to agree with Dylan there. I think Cantwell is the one for me. He can play cam, can play winger. So if we need to play him on those, as I said, last couple of days he can transition. But I think if we get Cantwell done, we would see a little bit of movement potentially in the Dan James deal as well. I think it's going to be all or nothing with Leeds, as it always is. It's either going to be we're going to get no one in or we're going to get a couple in. And I don't think it'll be one. I think it'll be a couple. I think we'll get a winger and a cam in. But I don't think we'll get anything done. It's my personal opinion. I think Bielsa he's so indoctrinated into one player. As we saw with Dan James, there was no backup plan. And I just can't see it. Him having third, fourth, fifth. I know they have a 5-tier list. We all know that. But I don't think at this stage he will be swayed for going for someone else. I think if it was any other manager, they would. But we know what else is like. And I just can't see it. I just personally can't see it. Craig loving the top. Connor, ordered mine last night. Honestly, mate, you won't be disappointed. But let's get into the City preview. Now, I know a lot of you guys are here for the City preview, so let's get into it. We've had the chat about Cuisance for around about 10 minutes now, so let's get into it. Now, Manchester City, the big game at the weekend. We almost forgot that we were playing Manchester City, didn't we, with all this chaos going on at this moment in time. But let's put that to bed for this moment in time. Leeds are playing City. We've had a really good start to the season. 2 wins out of 3 for me. Should have been 3 wins out of 3 or potentially 2 wins in a draw. So let's forget all this transfer talk for a second and let's get into the Manchester City chat. So obviously we had some content out yesterday, which was reflected on Manchester City. We had our fan cams and we had the Oppo preview. Go check that out. A bit of added content for you guys. As I say, we've got some more stuff coming on Patreon. But with regards to the Leeds team, it's going to be really interesting once again because Leeds are going to be reverting back to the 4-1-4-1 formation, something that we didn't see at the Sheffield United away game. Reasoning behind is because obviously Sheffield United sort of playing a 5-3-2 formation, which meant that Bielsa had to alter the Leeds United formation to sort of counteract that. I think we'll see that this season with Wolves and Leicester, but no other teams. I think Leeds are going to be in the standardised 4-1-4-1 formation. So the big interest for me is going to be Rodrigo and Robin. I thought Robin was brilliant in that formation last week. I don't think the previous 2 games he was as comfortable in the 4-1-4-1. I also think the exact same with Rodrigo. Rodrigo was brilliant last week, but I don't know if he thoroughly grasped the formation from the 2 previous weeks. So that'll be, and obviously the whole game, which he played 90 minutes in. So that'll be really interesting to see how they adapt. It'll be great to see if they're just like a duck to water, if they're just absolutely fine. But that's going to be a really interesting talking about whether or not the 2 new boys are going to be comfortable in the new formation or the old formation. Diego Llorente, are we going to see him? That's going to be another talking point. Are we going to see Diego Llorente? Obviously, he wasn't in the squad last week, but there's a lot of talk this week about him featuring, about him being part of the squad. Obviously, he needed last week to get up to speeds with stuff. So yeah, I'd love to see Diego Llorente as part of the squad. Also, you know my thoughts. I'd love to see Gelhardt in there as well, just as another option, a bit of a wild card. He's one of my favourite players at the minute from watching the 23s. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Looks very, very good. Looks very, very good, and I'm really excited to see him. Obviously, the big talking point is Alioski and for Harrison. Harrison been out's a massive miss. You know, we spoke to Stephen yesterday from the Esteemed Company channel. It's a massive miss. A huge, huge miss for Leeds United. His delivery, how he occupies the fullback. He worries the fullback as well with the amount of space he creates, with the link-up play with the centre-forward in Patrick Bamford, and him interchanging, him being able to change from the left wing to the right wing with Helder Costa. And that seamless transparency in Leeds' play is, it's a key factor, Jack Harrison being in there. So him being out's huge. Now, there are 2 facets to this. Are Leeds going to be as good going forward? Maybe not. Are Leeds going to be better defensively? I think so. And I think the reason behind that is because Alioski is a defensively minded player, left wing back for Macedonia. He's played left wing back for Leeds as well, of course, and notoriously sort of seen in that left back role. So he's going to be way more defensively astute. I think Bielsa's going to see that to his advantage as well, with the likes of Kyle Walker marauding on and his just raw pace and physicality. Alioski's going to have to be on his game. And if Jack Harrison was playing, Jack Harrison is defensively very good, but it'd be really interesting to see if Bielsa would make that change. I don't think he would make that change, but just in general, Alioski for Jack Harrison, just based on the fact that we're going to have to be so much more defensively astute, and a lot of City's attacking impetus comes from the right. So tactically, it's probably a pretty good change anyway. So a lot of people talking and saying Alioski this, Alioski that. He's only played 20 minutes in the Premier League campaign. So, and when he's come on, he's made Leeds a little bit more defensively resolute. We know he's not been involved a lot, but I do think when he's come on, he's done an all right job. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a really interesting game for Walker and Alioski. There's potential for Alioski to be completely outdone by Walker, and there's a big likelihood of that happening. Kyle Walker, England's right back, for me, still in the top 3-4 world's best right backs. I think his recovery rate, his pace enables City to play a high line. Just his ability to get back. I saw him play Leicester at the weekend, and he caught Jamie Vardy up, and he was about 7 yards behind him. His just pace is frightening, and he gets City out of a lot of trouble with his athleticism and physical prowess. So I can see it either being a really, really tough game for Alioski. I think it will be anyway, but him being completely outdone by Walker, or him getting in Walker's head a little bit, because we know Alioski can do that. So it's a really exciting prospect for me, us playing City. This is what we've been waiting for years. Playing Manchester City, I think the last time we played them, we lost 4-0 in the Cup with likes of Yaya Toure, Silva. It's a different City, and it's a much different Leeds United. So a massive game for a lot of positions. I think Calvin versus De Bruyne is huge. Listen, we spoke to Stephen yesterday. You don't stop De Bruyne. You don't. We can all wax lyrical about Calvin Phillips. He's not as good as De Bruyne. Sorry, take them white tinted glasses off. He's not as good as De Bruyne. Not in the same sphere. De Bruyne, for me, is the third best player in the world, maybe joint with Mane. He's incredible, an incredible player, and he will create chances. He gets the ball, and this is where let's have a little bit of a tactical chat. This is where it is so imperative for players like Dallas, for players like Cooper, for players like Robin, for players like Ayling to maintain possession and keep the ball. And it's going to be hard because City are going to get the ball. City are going to recover the ball quickly, and they're going to have the majority of possession. If Leeds are wasteful in their own half, which I think in the first half against Sheffield United we were, against Fulham we were, and against Liverpool we were, we're going to get picked off. And it's going to be a quick score. It's going to be a high score very quickly. So Leeds' pass percentages need to be better. They need to be more accurate. They need to be more precise. And it is imperative that people like Cooper, people like Dallas, passing is crisp. They're not caught out of position. The concentration has to be 11 out of 10 for Leeds to get anything from this game, because De Bruyne is going to draw Cooper out. De Bruyne is going to draw Robin out with his, maybe if he skip past Calvin, but just standing off him a little bit. Stand off him. Don't dive in. You dive in, there's a problem. There's a big, big problem, because then De Bruyne uses his genius to play Silva in, to play Bernardo in, to play Foden in. This is the whole problem with it. They've got just so many players everywhere of just quality, and that's what you get when you spend, over $1 billion on players under Pep Guardiola. So, we're thoroughly expecting a real task, and I think we've just got to keep De Bruyne quiet. It's going to be so difficult, and I don't think we will keep him quiet. I think he's too influential, but minimizing that potential is massive. It's absolutely massive. So Calvin against KDB is going to be the big battle for me this weekend, hence why I put it in the thumbnail. But as I say, the centre-backs, they can't be drawn out. They've got to be concentrating fully, no silly mistakes. And VAR is going to play a big role, because now we saw it last night with Tottenham when they played, I believe it was a Greek side, and you're just getting the Greek players aiming the ball at Tottenham players' arms, and their arms are down like that beside the sides. But this stupid, idiotic rule that we now see is going to be a big, big problem. Now, you're going to get players like De Bruyne, intelligent footballers like De Bruyne, kicking the ball against Leeds players' arms. So that's going to be a new facet for me that's going to start coming into play. You know, there's about a penalty every 2 games now. So they're coming thick and fast, these stupid penalties. So, yeah, I just think I think it's going to be a really tough game. And, you know, we have got to take our glasses off for this one. It's a big game, and I think Leeds can do okay. But there can't be any silly mistakes. I still think there were mistakes against Sheffield United. There were definitely mistakes against Fulham, and there were mistakes against Liverpool, but that's granted. There cannot be any of those mistakes against this lot. They can't. Even with Jesus out, even with Aguero out, even with Gundogan out, even with Zinchenko out. Can't be any of these mistakes. Leeds have got to be really concentrating to get anything out of this match for me. So what else can we touch on? Well, they've started playing the 4-2-3-1, which is interesting, Manchester City. The reason behind that is because Silva moved on from last year. They were playing 2-8s in sort of a 4-3-3 formation, and that transition was very quick. What they do is they press extremely high, as we've seen from Manchester City, on the centre-backs with the 8s. The wingers would be out wide pressing on the fullbacks, and then you'd normally get a centre forward trying to press on the keeper if he had the ball, Aguero, Jesus, whatever. So the transition now is a little bit different. They're playing 4-2-3-1. They have a double pivot in there in Fernandinho and Rodri to protect the back line. And the reason they do this is because they got counter-attacked a lot last year. You know, the counter press from many teams was very good, and they didn't have the defensive resoluteness to be able to defend against all of this sort of attacking press. We saw that in the game against Liverpool, or games against Liverpool, where Liverpool just counter-attack. Now, the difference was Leicester last week. Leicester last week was the exact same. They really struggled. They really struggled to get out of their own half. They really struggled with the press, and that's going to be really interesting to see with regards to Leeds United. With regards to see if we can deploy that. But yeah, and it inhibits the press for Manchester City. So they're still failing to protect the back four. Sterling, for me, is better on the left. He's better on the left, and now he's playing up front. So that's going to be really interesting to see. And I think where Leeds are going to get the joy is counter-attacks. And if we maintain concentration, maintain focus, I think we can get something out of this game. But it all depends on that. It depends on if we can maintain focus, if we can maintain concentration. I've seen it sometimes so far, but there is bits for me where Leeds are not concentrating as hard as we were last season, for example. We're doing brilliantly well, but there's just bouts, and I'm a little bit worried that with these bouts and lapses of concentration, City are going to pick us off. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below with regards to the score. Let me know. I'd be really happy to see the score. I think we're going to lose. I'm sorry. Tinted glasses off. We're going to lose this game for me. I think we're going to score, but I think it could be, I'm going to go 4-2 City. Let me know in the description below what you think. Phil Anderson saying we'll get a win. 3-2 lead, says Mikel. I love that optimism, mate. We'll get a win or a draw. No one gives us a chance, says Mark. Let's see what happens. Still a free hit. And that's the big thing as well. It's a free hit. It doesn't matter what happens this weekend. We lose, we lose. For City, the pressure is on them. The pressure is on Manchester City this weekend. So that's the good thing. We've already got 2 wins. They've not got 2 wins. So a lot of optimism. Dylan, great, 3-2. Their defense is new, 2-2. 3-1 City, 4-2 City. 2-2, says Javier. I think we can win, says Naughty Nick. Who knows? Who knows? I hope I'm wrong. And I've been really optimistic so far this season. I just see this one as a step too far for Leeds. Jack Harrison out is a big one. And I just think that where Sheffield United could have taken the chances last week when we made a couple of defensive errors, I just see City taking those chances. So, yeah, let's hope so, guys. Now, with regards to the prize, obviously with Ship Bikes USA, we have a £100 rollover prize every single week. For every single fixture, we have a prize. Now, all I need you to do once again is screenshot that you are subscribed to the channel, screenshot that you've liked this video, and my sponsor, Bernie at shipbikesusa.com, which is in the description below if you want to click on the website. You need to find on there where Bernie was born. Now, let me just get the specifics of what Bernie exactly wants you to do, but I believe it's where Bernie was born. Now, that is on Bernie's website. It's hidden on Bernie's website. He's been a little bit cheeky. So screenshot the fact that you subscribed, screenshot the fact that you've liked this video, and tell me, where was Bernie born? And you can find that information on shipbikesusa.com. Email me at oneleadsfanel@gmail.com. So email me all those 3 things. And yeah, you'll be in with the running of £100, and I'll just pick out the winner at random. So yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll be back with all the weekend's content. We have loads coming up, as we always do. It's my birthday tomorrow. I've mentioned this loads of times, but if you wouldn't mind joining me tomorrow, we'll make it a little bit of a laugh. We'll have the birthday cakes, the hat on, and all this sort of stuff. So we'll try and make it a bit entertaining for you guys. I hope you have a good day. It's a bit rubbish today, isn't it? I'm going to go for a few drinks because obviously I'm with you guys tomorrow, professional hat on, watching the game, producing content. So on my birthday, I'm doing the One Leeds stuff. So my birthday is going to be today. So we're just going to do all that stuff instead today.